Welcome back, my Aquarius friends. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, intuitive astrologer, Reiki master, and empowerment coach. And I'm here today with your September monthly horoscope. For the purposes of this video, I'm looking at this from whole sign Western astrology. As an intuitive astrologer, Spirit has shown me repeatedly that the moon is a very, very powerful planet, and I consider it the most influential planet as the human tends to manifest on their emotional body. If you feel challenged and you feel unworthy, that is the energetic ripple that you send out to the world. So we want to look and make sure that our moon is aligned and our feelings are aligned to what we want to manifest. So for the purposes of this video, this is Aquarius moon rising. The rising is your perception, how you perceive the world, the way you initially evaluate a situation. Is the cup half full or half empty? So those are really on a par. Moon, rising, sun, and stelliums. If you have a stellium, that's 3 or more, really 4 personal planets within one sign or house. That indicates a really strong influence and intention that the soul had for this lifetime and what it wants to accomplish. So for the purposes of this video, I've picked out a few transits that I think are important and things that are coming up that we can be aware of. I also want to invite Aquarius to join me every week, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Pacific, live to look at the transits of the coming week. And there we do readings and get angels' advice for how to address those transits and use them to their highest vibration. So for September 2022 Aquarius, the first thing I want to talk about is Mars entering its pre-shadow retrograde period in Gemini. This will start when Mars is at the 8th degree of Gemini, and this will be in your 5th house of personal expression, of conception of children, of enjoyment, personal pleasure, hobbies, entertainment, romance. Oh yes, romance. I mentioned the 8th degree because that's the scorpionic degree. It's a very transformational degree. And I believe that Mars entering Gemini is really going to give us an opportunity to be brave, to be bold, to be pioneering in looking about how we're running our everyday lives, the kind of information we're absorbing, and what our thought process is. Gemini rules our everyday activities, our emails, our teammates, our workmates, our roadways, our everyday routines, running to pick up the kids from school and running to the market and running to the pharmacy and all those kind of busy activities. It also represents Mercury's dynamic to use persuasive language, a sense of curiosity. So for my Aquariuses, which are naturally curious, you're scientists by nature, you're innovative by nature, I think this is an opportunity for you to really watch how there's this interaction with how you allow yourself to express yourself individually, how you approach romance. And I want to offer it this way because here Spirit showed me when I went into my meditation that Mars is best served as an attraction energy and being bold and pioneering in thinking, if I can focus in on what I want to experience, then the laws of the universe will naturally bring elements of it into my experience. And in that respect, I believe that's an opportunity for Aquarius to really build on an energy that can, by the time this retrograde is over in January of 2023, really have kind of shifted your 5th house energy into something much more desirable. So your everyday activities become more pleasurable. Your everyday thoughts and activity, teammates, workmates, the interaction with your children, because Gemini rules school-age children, and the 5th house naturally rules the conception of children and high school children. So there could be very much a childlike innocence that comes around you, or a childlike vitality and excitement about the world if you're not of childbearing years. But it's a real opportunity to implement the idea of, I'm going to use my thoughts, my words, and what I absorb in the way of information to align with the bigger picture of what I want to experience, and then allow the idea of attraction to supersede assertion. Now, on the 5th of September, Venus will go into Virgo. Venus in Virgo is very practical. She's very service oriented. She's going to show up and do things to make you feel important by being of service. Venus by nature rules our self-care, our self-worth. She rules financial things. In this particular case, she's also going to rule our physical and mental well-being and how we take care of that. For Aquarius, this is your 8th house. The 8th house is, again, the scorpionic house, the house of transformation, the willingness to dig deep. Now I'm seeing a real pattern. I'm seeing the 8th degree when Mars is starting its pre-retrograde period, reviewing how I assert myself, reviewing how, what is my belief in my ability to create, my ability to live and enjoy, to create my own money. I'm seeing Venus entering the 8th house of health, Virgo, transformation within my health, my mental health leading to my physical and spiritual and emotional health. Again, this idea of allowing for transformation, because on the 9th, so now on the 3rd and the 5th, while Mars enters its pre-retrograde period, Mercury's already in its shadow period. And Venus is going into Virgo while Mercury is in its shadow period. And so there's going to be thoughts of my self-worth, my value, how I make my money. Mercury technically goes into retrograde in Libra at the 8th degree. Interesting. How can I transform my thoughts harmoniously? How can I find cooperation and a peaceful exchange with others as I assert myself towards what is important to me and my own self-expression? We go back to Gemini being your 5th house. So this Mercury retrograde Aquarius is going to start in your 9th house of beliefs, of personal beliefs, of foreign ideas, of me, the 9th house representing originally Sagittarius, but here we see Libra. So am I in cooperation? Am I in harmony as my beliefs expand and grow? And as I have grown as a human, allowing myself to see my own evolution, because eventually, Aquarius, Mercury is going to go back into your 8th house, hitting Virgo again, and some other points, which I will talk about in a minute. So this Mercury retrograde, which goes from September 9th until October 2nd, and then it'll be in its shadow period for about 5 or 6 days before it gets a lot of speed going up and goes back through Virgo into Libra. On the 10th, we have a full moon in Pisces, which I think is going to be very powerful. I'm going to do a separate video on that. On the 22nd, the sun will move into Libra. So we'll feel a definite change in energy there. We'll feel more wanting to create a warm, cozy situations, wanting to feel that sort of I think of apple cider and a cozy blanket and a book for some reason. Mercury will be retrograding back into Virgo on the 23rd. On the 25th, we'll have a new moon in Libra, which I will do a separate video on. And then the 29th, we sort of end the month very powerfully with Venus moving into Libra, her natural sign. So we'll feel again, the sun and Venus in Libra together are going to feel warm and cozy. And then we're going to have that Mercury retrograde sitting at 24 degrees Virgo, making an opposition to Neptune retrograde at 23 degrees Pisces, and at the same time making a trine to Pluto. The end of the month, as the retrograde, is coming to an end, there could be a huge illumination of something where there's been either a deception or a withhold of information, or you find a little bit of foggy energy. And that Pluto retrograde trining Virgo is going to blow it up, I want to say. It's going to detonate it in a way that makes me feel as if it's offering Aquarius an opportunity to rise like the phoenix. And it's not something to be judged. It's not something to be shamed by, because whether it's something within your own behaviors, let's say there is inadvertently some Neptunian qualities. Neptune can represent escapism. And Aquarius by nature can rule anxiety. So if you've been using alcohol to calm down your anxiety, you may find that that's no longer really working for you, that it has some sort of efficacy for a while, but it really long term, it's not a solution. And Pluto may, through this trine, which is a favorable dynamic, illuminate that. So you find ways of using yoga or meditation to calm the anxiety or calm whatever. I want to, Uranus rules Aquarius, and Uranus is having some very strong aspects in Taurus. So if you are feeling slightly anxious, I think there's also an opportunity to see where inadvertently Neptune may be representing where you're taking actions and moving forward, but it's not really your agenda, it's someone else's agenda. Because again, we're going to see this moving back into your fifth house. So if your relationships in some ways aren't aligned to the long-term goal of being in companionship and ultimately a life partner, that may come up for you. And this is about learning to trust a deeper inner knowing. That's what I think is going on. So that's it for Aquarius for the month of September 2022. Again, my name is Teri Hunter. If you'd like to book a reading with me, my information is below, and I am available for both astrology readings, past life readings, transits, you name it. I pretty much think I can figure it out. And please join me on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. live on YouTube. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next month, Aquarius. Have a great month.